Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Chismosa Sin Filtro. I'm Laura.
And I'm Samantha.
And we're ready to get this party started with our second episode. So our topic of today is teen pregnancy, because we some bad bitches popping it left and right.
Shut the fuck up. So yes, that's our topic, but we did want to start off with a truth or drink.
Yes, we're going to start off with a little game just to get the nervios going, because I'm a little nervous today.
Yeah, it took us like 30 fucking tries. Get your shit together.
Yes. I'm over here trying to not have a panic attack. But yeah, we're going to play a little game and then we'll get into our topic for the day.
Yay.
So let's get it. We're going to do 3 questions each, and then so you either have to answer it or you have to take a drink. And so yeah, so I'm gonna go first, and then we'll just take turns back and forth.
Okay, go.
Okay.
I need a drink before we
All right. You want me to start it off nice?
No.
Nice and easy, or hard?
Just hard.
Just go right at it. Okay.
Fucking hate you.
What is the naughtiest place that you've done it in public? What is the naughtiest thing you've done in public?
The naughtiest? Have sex in like a parking garage, but in the car.
No, really? I thought you meant it there. Just out in the open, popping it out. Okay. Sorry, guys. She forgot that she's recording with her phone. I'm a little scared.
Have you ever faked an orgasm?
I fucking hate your stupid ass. I'm gonna just drink.
Shut up. I hate you.
I knew you were gonna ask that stupidity. Here. Está me quieren pedar, guys.
I fucking hate your dumbass laugh. I
Sorry, Leslie's mom, if you see this.
I hate you, bitch.
Have you ever had sex in your mom's bedroom?
I feel like
if you're Leslie's family, just
skip this
it.
part. Oh,
you want to drink or you want to answer?
Even if I drink, it's like I answer.
No.
At this point, it is. Yeah, I have.
You're a ratchet. Could never be me.
Bitch, fuck you, you fucking liar.
I've never done it in my mom's bed.
Oh, really?
I've done it in Rosa's bed. Rosa can't watch this, so it's okay.
You're foul for that.
Sorry, sister. I love you. Oh, get out before you look at my...
Okay. How many toys do you own?
2.
Yeah.
Probably should invest in some more.
You should.
No, I'll be nice. I'll skip that one. Who's your least favorite family member?
Like
you gotta say names too.
At the moment?
Yeah. I know who you are, bitch. Okay. Last one. It's the last one, right?
Yes.
Last one, guys.
Describe the most embarrassing time you got turned on.
Bitch, I don't know. No sé. Voy a tomar. No sé.
Boring.
Okay, guys. So we're going to get into the topic of today's episode, which is teen pregnancy. So do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So for me, I think if you watched the last episode, Julian was planned. I don't know what the fuck we were thinking. We were all teenagers. But I was 17. So when I had him, I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like mine is kind of boring, to be honest. Just because so obviously he was planned. Anthony was always super involved. There was no drama.
What made you guys decide that you guys wanted to have a kid at 17, 18 years old?
We were fucking stupid. Obviously, we didn't know what we were going into, I guess you would say. But yeah, one day we just decided to have a baby, and I got pregnant first try.
You
If
guys
there's
just
w-
said,
yeah.
all right, you down to have a baby? You down to go half on a kid? And you said, yeah, I'm down. And he said, I bet. Say
Dude, I
less.
loved him. He was the love of my life.
Yeah, I get it. But I'm
I
like,
was like, yeah, let's do it.
fuck it, let's go.
Like we're going to fucking Vegas or something. We should have just gotten married at that point.
Fags.
No, but yeah, so we had Julian, and obviously he was planned, but like still telling our parents like was scary.
Yeah.
And so for me, so we already knew, we had already gone to the doctors, and he went on a camping trip, and basically I guess his aunt knew. I don't know how she knew, but she ended up telling his parents before he could say anything.
Oh, okay.
So he texted me, and he was like super mad. He was like upset because his aunt told his parents.
She ruined
obviously
it for him.
Yeah, like she ruined it for him. And he ended up texting me and telling me, and then I was like, fuck, now I have to tell my mom.
Yeah.
So like at this point we had already gone to the doctors and everything, and I just knew like he wasn't gonna come back till like I think that like Monday. They were there during the weekend, and then they came back Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And so his dad wanted to come talk to my mom, and I was like, shit, you know, like I have to tell my mom, like she has to be prepared. And honestly, like I was super nervous to tell her. Super fucking nervous. And I just remember I went to her room. She was in her closet doing I don't know what. But I grabbed my ultrasound and I just put it on the bed. And she came out of her closet. She came out of her closet and she was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, a baby? Literally.
Surprise!
And she was like, you're pregnant? And I saw her like whole mood change, but she didn't say anything to me. She just said, you're pregnant? And I was like, yeah. And she just stayed silent. And I was like, that's the worst. I was like, you're not going to yell at me?
No me vas a pegar.
Honestly. And I remember like with my older sister, like when she got pregnant at 17, hers wasn't planned, but like I remember I was like 5 maybe? Yeah. Like 5 or 6. I remember when she told my parents that she was pregnant, they fucking slapped the shit out of her.
Yeah, well I feel like that's how I felt with my sister.
Yeah. And so they were like super, you know, like hard on her. But with me, I think she was just like, oh, whatever. I'm so over my kids. There's like nothing they can do.
Yeah, I felt like it was because obviously Nydia and then Jocelyn and then you.
Me.
Yeah, like ya que más faltaba.
Literally. But yeah, I told her, and then I didn't move in with Anthony until I had Julian.
Okay.
So he would tell me like, go, let's, you know, come to my house, whatever. And I would be like, no, like I just didn't see a point. Like there was no baby yet. Like, yeah, I didn't want to leave my house yet.
Yeah, you weren't ready for it.
Yeah, which is stupid because we planned a whole ass baby, and then I was like, no, I don't want to move to your house yet. So I remember I had Julian and I went home with him, and I would fucking cry. Like I missed my family so much. Yeah. Like it was so fucking hard. And I feel like we were just always really responsible. Like I can't complain about him as a dad.
It's crazy because it's like, who would think like you're over here planning a baby
at 17?
Bitch, hell no.
That's how you know that I was mentally not okay. I had daddy issues.
But then again, you knew it was the one. Nope, mine was not the same.
I want to hear your story. I feel like yours is crazy.
It was. I feel like it was. But I feel like at the same time, it was just probably all in my head that I was crazy.
No, bitch, you are crazy.
Okay, well, me, my daughter was obviously not planned at all. Like, yeah, nowhere near. Me and Ricardo, honestly, were only dating for 3 months when we got pregnant with Aaliyah. And it wasn't even planned. It was Aaliyah was a Plan B baby.
Two Plan Bs?
I don't know, probably. No, just kidding. No, I remember. Obviously, we ended up having unprotected sex, and that day we did go and get a Plan B, and it wasn't obviously the first time I had taken one. Like, sorry, mom, but It wasn't the first time I had taken one, and it worked before, so I thought it would work, and that was
Your
around
body
the
thought it was a vitamin at this
dead
point.
ass. Fuck, so I'm like, bitch, fuck, keep popping them, I guess. No, but yeah, I actually ended up leaving to Mexico for my cousin's wedding. And that's when I came back and that whole situation happened. And I was supposed to actually get my period in Mexico, and I never did. I was just like, what the fuck? And I felt so bloated out there. And I don't know why it just didn't cross my mind that I was fucking pregnant when I was in
Because you were
Mexico.
estabas chiquilla, like you didn't think.
And at that time, like, I felt like now that I'm older, I'd be tracking my periods and stuff.
You're like,
even,
am I pregnant?
bitch, you better be telling me if I am or not. No, I feel like now, like, nobody tells you back then, period trackers, like,
Yeah.
all of that crap. And now I do track my periods and stuff. And so I came back, I took a pregnancy test. Stupidest thing is, I took a pregnancy test. I looked at it, I was like, no estoy. I put it away. And then I was like, wait, bitch, you didn't even wait. You didn't even read the instructions to see if, like, what would tell you if you were or you weren't.
Yeah.
So then I pulled it out. I was like, I took out the box from where I had it, and I was like, bitch, you're fucking pregnant. Literally, I looked at the thing and I was like, no, mames. I was in my room. I was like, bitch, what the fuck are you going to do? Like, your mom is going to kill you. And I was supposed to go see Ricardo that day. So I went to go see him, and it was just awkward, like, because I didn't know how to tell him. Because I was like, ¿Cómo le voy a decir?
He's like, fuck, she's gonna break up with me today. She's so quiet.
Because at this time, Ricardo, obviously, we were already seniors, and Ricardo was playing football. He had a scholarship and stuff, so it was kind of like, le digo, no le digo.
Like, do I fuck up his life now or later?
Later. So yeah, so I ended up not telling him. I had my best friend at the time tell him. I couldn't tell him. So she ended up telling him. And in my mind, I don't know why in my mind that I think it was just gonna go away, that it was just gonna randomly go away.
You're like, the plan B will kick in eventually.
Eventually, it will eventually kick in and start, and then nothing will happen. So yeah, like, obviously we both knew, but we just didn't know how to tell our parents. Like, we didn't. And
so he didn't tell his parents either?
No, he never told his parents. And so obviously it was over the summer while I was pregnant. At that time, I worked at Lagoon. So I would pick up shifts at Lagoon all the time, or it was like Lagoon would let you go fucking to the park for free, pretty much, if you were an employee. So I would just go with my friends to Lagoon all the time. At this point, I know it was not safe, but I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't taking prenatals. I was going on rides. I was doing everything.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, it's like, okay,
it's going away.
It's going away. It's eventually going to go away.
Yeah, bitch, when you pop out that baby.
Yeah. And so I want to say, obviously around this time, my parents started letting Ricardo come around. He even went with us on a camping trip for, I want to say 4th of July weekend. The funny thing is that when we went camping, my mom's like, tú te vas a dormir con nosotros en la trailer y te vas a dormir en el medio de mi Rosa, y el Ricardo se va a dormir con Freddy.
And there's Aaliyah kicking
me. And I was like, oh, no. Yeah, so, but that camping trip was so funny because I felt like they were going to find out because I was sick, super fucking sick. I was throwing up my hot Cheetos. And Rosa even told me, she's like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I don't know what's wrong. I'm like, yo creo que tengo agruras de los chetos que me tragué. Yeah, and so she's like, here, let's give you something so you, para que se te siente la panza. Whole time I was fucking having morning fucking sickness and shit. So yeah, pasó 4th of July. Ricardo was coming around. We would go. The thing with my family is we would do like we would go swimming every Sunday, like all of us, like all my siblings and stuff, with the kids. And they'd always be like, invita a Ricardo para que vengan. Yo lo invitaba and stuff. And so then when, I want to say there was a quinceañera at Rocas, and I went with Ricardo. I think it was his sister was an Adama, and I went with them. And I wore this skirt. Everybody who realized that I was pregnant that day is gonna know, because I wore a pink skirt. It was like when you wore like the pink,
like the ripped ones.
No, like the little skirts con like camisitas que tenían like.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so it was in that era, and I wore one. And Ricardo's cousin no dijo nada at the time, but then later on when they found out, she's like, I knew you were pregnant. She's like, because I could just tell that you had like a little bump. And I was like,
And
mind you, I think at that time I
far?
was already like 6.5 months.
Oh,
Like, I want to say the following month is when they found out.
yeah.
So this was around August. So yeah, so then, todavía no les había dicho like nada. Like there was, I would wear sweaters like this, but baggier.
Yeah.
Or I was just never home. Y mi mamá y mi papá trabajaban. So, when they found out that I was pregnant, we were gonna go swimming, and my mom had said, "Invita a Ricardo," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll invite him. I'll let him know." And I remember this fucking day. I don't even know how the conversation was brought up. It was my mom, my sister, and me in the kitchen. I think I was eating. No me acuerdo qué fue lo que me preguntó my sister, and I stayed quiet. And she turns around and she looks at me and she's like, "Are you pregnant?" And I just stayed. Literally, I'm like on the counter.
It's like your soul left your body.
Literally, and I'm
my
like,
God.
I didn't even know what to say, and I just started crying. Crying. Mind you, my dad and my brother, they're in the sala, but our kitchen had like the wall, so it wasn't like an open concept. So I'm crying, and my sister's like, "Está embarazada." And my mom's like, "Cómo?" And
I opened my leg.
Yeah. And so then my sister's like, "Does he know?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm 7 months pregnant."
Shut the fuck up.
And she's like, "You're fucking lying, bitch." I was like, "Yeah, he's known this whole time." She's like, "Why didn't you ever say anything?" I was like, "Because I was scared, bitch. The fuck? What did you want me to do?" She's like, "Does Ricardo's parents know?" I was like, "No." And my mom's like, "Estás pendeja." And I was like,
You're like, I know,
dude. Like, ¿qué quieres que haga?
Like, I agree.
And dude, that was literally the only reaction. That was the only reaction I got from my mom and my sister. And then I hear my brother out of nowhere. He's like, "I fucking knew it. What bitch wears a sweater in the summer?" And I was like, "Motherfucker." And he's like, "I knew you were pregnant." He's like, "Because ain't no way in hell you're going to be wearing a sweater in 90-degree weather."
Maybe in this generation, these kids fucking wear sweaters in the summer and don't want them in the winter.
And I think I was just so scared because when my sister came out pregnant, my mom was pissed.
Yeah.
Mi papá también estaban enojados. So it's like I was just nervous to let him know, especially because I was like the youngest. So yeah, so my mom's like, I ended up calling Ricardo and I literally texted him. I said, "My family knows." I was like, "You need to let your family know." He's like, "Fuck, like what do I do? Like what do I say?" And I was like, "I don't know, figure it out. Like I already told my family, it's your job to tell yours."
Yeah.
I bet you, I kid you not, he didn't tell him right away. He didn't. He just didn't know how to tell him.
Yeah, he was scared.
Yeah, and so then we obviously left to go swimming. And my mom's like, "¿Y qué? ¿No va a venir aquel o qué?" And I was like, "No, he's going to talk to his parents." And I just couldn't. Like, I just felt so weird that they knew.
Yeah.
And I was fucking scared. I was like, fuck. So, yeah. So I told my parents, and then he ended up telling his. And I think we made an appointment, I think that following like Monday.
So you weren't even...
No, I wasn't. I wasn't doing anything. I literally was so scared because I was like, fuck, like anything can, like she's already formed.
Yeah.
At that time, I didn't even know. When I did, the only time I did go to the doctors was when I obviously found out that I was pregnant. I went with my friend Irene. She took me because at that time, Katie would let you go take just a pregnancy test, and then they tell you like around how many weeks you were. And I feel like I was like 8 weeks when I found out, like when I went to the doctor. And then that was the last time I went.
After that, you were like,
I just never went. Never took prenatals, nothing. So then we made an appointment, and that's the first time my mom and Ricardo's mom met. Like I think like they like talked about it. Like our parents didn't see each other like to go talk about us getting like that we got pregnant.
Yeah.
Like they never had a conversation. That we just showed up to the first appointment, and my mom and Ricardo's mom were just like, "Pues ya pasó, ya, like ya que vamos a hacer? It's not like we can go back."
Oh yeah.
Went into the appointment. Thankfully, everything was okay. Like she had all 10 toes, all 10 fingers.
You're like, I counted just to make sure.
And that's when they told us she was a girl.
Were the doctors kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's like, "You didn't have any prenatal care, nothing." I was like, "No." I was like, I never planned on telling my parents. I was just literally, dude, I literally kid you not. I was just like, I'm just gonna go to labor and I'm just gonna tell them I'm pregnant. What are you gonna do at that point now?
Nothing. They have to support you at that point.
At that point, they just had to support me. Obviously, at that time, Ricardo's uncle was living with them, so there was no way I could go and live with him.
Yeah.
So, and he wasn't living with me either. He was going to school and he was working. He would spend the night, but he never fully moved in with me until I can't remember. Like I want to say like a year later. But yeah, instead of him having his 18th birthday, he had a baby shower. He turned 18 in October, so he had his baby shower for his 18th birthday, and yeah, we ended up having Aaliyah in November. But yeah, ours was nowhere near planned, and it was not easy. Obviously,
I don't say it was easy. Like I don't think it's easy for anyone. Like no matter your age, like you're never really ready.
Yeah, I still wasn't ready when I had Delay.
No, seriously. So like to me, like I feel like we just I don't know how to explain it. Like it wasn't like in a relationship it wasn't easy. But the parenting part came easier for us.
Yeah, no. I felt like it was really hard for us because obviously you and Anthony were married. You guys eventually got married. Me and Ricardo never ended up getting married. And ours was really, really, really toxic. I feel like even like the first year was really toxic because obviously we would fucking go at it because our attitudes and like we just had different mindsets. Like we just both thought differently. And we were always fighting. I just felt like it was really hard. Like the first year, I feel like it was bad because, like I said, we weren't living together, but I would go and spend the night like on the weekends when he wasn't working or when I wasn't in school because I went back to school after Leah was 3 months. Yeah. I went back to school and I went back to work too. So it was hard. But
I feel like with us, it was like you know how you say you guys are always fighting?
Yeah.
We never fought, but I think never fighting is bad because it builds up.
Oh, yeah. It eventually builds up.
It builds up and it turns into
a big, huge
argument and all this other shit leads up to more shit. And it's just like, yeah, like in my head, like at that age, I was like, oh, like it's perfect. Like we don't fight. Marriage, a perfect but it nowhere near perfect. It was just so different from what I had seen growing up. So I thought, oh, like I did something right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I definitely think like at least you guys argued and spoke your mind about it because we wouldn't argue, we wouldn't talk about it.
And it was hard though because it's like a veces me las quería tragar las cosas y no decirle a mi family, but sometimes it was like obviously we would argue inside my family's house. Yeah. So my family was always putting their 2 cents into it, which obviously now that I see it, it's like it's not bad because they were sticking up for me. Mainly my sister and Rosa. Him and Rosa were always fucking like going at it. Like they were always clashing. But yeah, I was like, I was the same. I grew up with my mom and my dad fighting all the time, all the freaking time. And yo no quería eso. I wanted to have the perfect family, the perfect marriage, the perfect this and this. And it wasn't. It was nowhere. Hell no, it was nowhere near it.
But it's just like we were in love as kids, but as you grow with them, we're with each other as into adults, like you become such a different person that you have to relearn the person that they're becoming or that they are now. Like, and so I feel like that's what makes it hard.
Yeah.
Like some people just like can't grow with that person or they feel like it's too hard and, you know, they fuck up.
Yeah. And it is true because I honestly thought I would be with him for the rest of my life, but then I was like, I don't want to put up with it. Yeah. I don't need to put up with it. But it was hard. It was on and off for 10 years, almost 10 years. Here we are, 2 kids later. But if we would have never had Aaliyah and gotten pregnant,
you guys
wouldn't have even. And he knows it. He knows it too because he agreed with it. He even said, he's like, I don't think we would have been where we were if you would have never gotten pregnant.
He's like, I had a whole ass scholarship.
It's hard, but that's what was destined for both of us.
Yeah, I agree. And now you guys gotta have 2 beautiful kids.
2 of them, and one looks just like him.
He's just freaking twin, dude.
And acts just like him too.
I
It
know.
sucks, but it's life, and I love my kids. We can't go back. We can't pick. I can't pick the different baby daddy.
Dumbass.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a little bit about our teen pregnancy. I feel like we both expected the worst from our parents, and we got the complete opposite.
Yeah, I think my mom was just like, "Oh, there's nothing you guys can do at this point."
Yeah.
And I think she was
And
right.
I think I was just so scared. That's what I'm saying. I was so scared that my mom was just gonna react differently, but she didn't.
I feel like with my mom, it was like me and Anthony had been together, I think a little bit more than a year at this point. So I think in her head, she was like, they love each other, like they're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
And so that's what didn't worry her.
Mhm.
And that's why she wasn't, like, she was upset. Like, I could tell by her face she was disappointed.
She was just disappointed, yeah.
Yeah, but I think, like, she felt calm because she knew we were going to be responsible.
Mhm.
Like, I wasn't just going to leave my kid with her every weekend. And we really didn't. Like, I'm telling you, we were boring. We wouldn't go out. Like, we would go out together, like, with Julian or, like, me and him. But, like, that was it. Like, we wouldn't do anything.
But it's like, what could you do at 18 years old?
Exactly.
Not like you
it
go
was
out
like
and,
once we turned 21, like, yeah, we would go on vacation. Like, we would go to Vegas. We would, you know, go to places. But other than that, we were just, no.
You guys were kids. We were kids.
But, like, not even parties or, like, you know how, like, at that age. But I feel like, why would we? Like, we had a fucking 1-year-old at 18. Like,
yeah, but I feel like at that age is when a lot of kids, once they get out of high school, that's when they start partying.
Yeah.
And obviously, and that's what I'm saying. Like, now that I'm obviously single, that I feel like I go out, but it's because I didn't get to experience that.
Mm-hmm.
I was 17 years old up until I was 25 years old, 25, 26 years old, being a mom.
Yeah.
So it's like, now I get to experience.
Now you're wilding out.
Yeah, but now I get to experience what I didn't experience when I was freshly 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. So, but I feel like that's probably why your mom wasn't as, like, disappointed in you, like, mad at you, compared to how your sister was. Because I feel like she had it the worst when it came down to your sister.
I agree. And I don't know. I feel like with Julian, they were like, she was like, okay, whatever. With Gio, she was excited because it was literally like he was born a day after her birthday.
Oh, okay.
So literally like a day after. And then once I told her I was pregnant the third time, she was like, damn, bitch.
Damn, no vas a parar, okay, chingados.
And then she found out, and then when we found out we were having twins, she was like super shocked. They were just like, everyone was like, she was happy for us, but she was just like super shocked. I was shocked. I didn't believe it. Even when like I was in the delivery room, they were like, I pushed one baby out, and they were like, okay, push again. And I said, what?
Hold up. It didn't come out to get it?
I was like, again? I was like, okay. I was like, fine.
I know.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be worse than what it was. It was probably my easiest delivery, but after that was so scary. And
yeah, because you were a mom of two. At that point, you were a mom of 4.
I was a mom of 4.
But you had 2 newborns.
I had 2 newborns, and Gio was only 2.
Heck no, girl.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because with Julian, we waited, 5 years to have another kid?
Me, I didn't wait, but it was 8 years. So I started pretty much over.
All over, yeah.
There was things where I'm like, ¿qué hago?
Remember when your dumbass used to make fun of the white noise? And now you can't sleep without it?
I go to sleep with it now. My kids go to their dads, and I got to turn that shit on for me to go to sleep. No, it was really hard. I feel like for me, it wasn't hard because obviously after I had Aaliyah, obviously I had like my niece, I'm not my niece, my nephews. I had 3 nephews after Aaliyah. So I feel like I knew what to do.
Yeah.
But it's like I came home with my own kid and I couldn't return him. And it's like I'm starting all over. And at this point, yo ya no vivo con mis parents.
Mm-hmm.
I live with Ricardo. I live with Aaliyah. Thankfully, at that time, Ricardo was it was the snow season, so Ricardo didn't work every day.
He was off, yeah.
So he was there. And my mom would come from my mom at that time worked Graves, so she would get off work and she would come to my house like the first 2 weeks to like do my laundry, cook, and do everything for me. And Rosa would come too after work when Ricardo did have to go for the snow.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was just like starting all over.
You literally do. That's how I felt with you. Because like with Julian, I was like, oh, this is easy. I can do this. Like I loved it. Like I would change him every fucking hour. He's like my little doll. But at this point when I had Gio, it was so fucking hard because I felt like I was starting over and Julian was barely starting school. And I was like, why didn't we do this sooner? I'm like, I should have had him closer in age because it's so fucking hard to start over.
Yeah, it is. It's freaking hard. Mm-hmm. And then también yo, I would have to like, obviously, yeah, when Ricardo went back to work full time, I had to take Aaliyah to school. So I was like, I would have to get. Thankfully, there was days where my sister, cuando salía de trabajar ella, since she worked a lifetime, she could just pick up Aaliyah, but I would still have to wake up. And then there was nights where I would just be awake throughout the night.
Yeah.
So it's just like
I'm tired of
can
this,
you go to school already so I can go to sleep? Yeah, but it was hard. And it was still hard this last time. That's why I don't think I would ever have kids again.
I can't.
I could never put myself through it. Yeah. Mentally or physically.
It's exhausting. And I felt like every pregnancy for me, just like something always happened. Like after labor. So like with Gio, he had oxygen. Like he wasn't breathing right. And then it was around COVID time.
Oh, yeah.
So that shit was scary because they thought I had COVID, but I got like an infection that gave Gio an infection. And then so that's why he wasn't breathing. And then with the twins, Adrian was in the NICU for like almost 3 weeks. Yeah. So I was like, I never want to go through this again. I'm like, maybe my body just can't take it anymore. Like it can't take any more pregnancies. And I'm like, and everyone I would fucking meet, dude, they would tell me like, oh, are they twins? I'd be like, yeah. They'd be like, oh, I had twins. And then I had twins again. And then I had triplets. Literally almost every person I would talk to. Like, yes. I was like, fuck no. Like, not even as a joke. Like, no. Like, there's no way I would have another kid again.
No, I could never. If I was told I was having twins, I would fucking shoot myself, I think.
It was scary.
I feel like that is scary. And twins still run in my family, like, a lot. My mom, I want to say 3 or 4 out of my mom's siblings were the only ones that didn't have twins. The rest of her siblings, my mom has 13, 14 siblings. Yeah. They all had twins. Thankfully, my mom didn't have twins. But, yeah, they all had twins. And I'm like, how the heck did you guys do it? Because could never be me. No. And thankfully, and it's kind of crazy because it's like dicen que it like skips like a generation, but none of my siblings had twins either.
Yeah, well, that's how. See, and like that's why I forgot because like my dad's mom, she's was a twin, so she was a twin, and then her kids had twins too. So I knew we could have twins, but I was like, well, if it was the mom and then the kids that had twins, it didn't skip a generation, right? It was just one generation after another. So in my head, I was like, oh, I'm not having twins. No, bitch, I had twins. Like literally, like heck no. I remember I would like tell him like, what if we have twins? And like I don't know why. It was like I fucking knew. You already knew it, yeah. I swear. I was like, what if we have twins? He'd be like, shut the fuck up, Samantha, don't say that. And I'd be like, okay. I was like, I'm just saying. And then we were in the lobby of the doctors, and I was like, I feel like it's twins because I felt sick instantly. Like I found out instantly. Like everything just seemed like it was progressing so much faster than like the other kids. So when we were sitting in the lobby, I was like, I feel like it's twins. And he was like, shut the fuck up. Like that's all he would tell me because it would stress him out. And we were in the room and the doctor was like, she had the ultrasound machine on my stomach and she put it on there and I saw 2 sacs and I was like I felt like my soul left my body, but she moved it super quick. And then she like went back and did it again. And as soon as she put it back, I was like, holy shit. And I just looked at him. He's like, what? And she's like, oh, congratulations. It looks like you guys are having twins. Oh, well. I kid you not. He was like, you're lying to the doctor. She's like, no,
he's probably like, she put you up to this, right?
She was like, no, I would not play around with twins. And yeah, and then we still it didn't register. Even when we came home from the hospital, I only came home with Natalie. Yeah. So it didn't register that we had kids. Now, but once Adrian came home, I was like, okay, we have fucking twins, because that shit was hard as fuck.
I bet.
Yeah.
If it's hard with one, imagínate dos, like, dos chillando al mismo tiempo, dos queriendo comer al mismo tiempo. Ay, no.
No, dude, I literally, like, we had a recliner. I would lay one right here, and I would just fall asleep. Because, like, him, like, he would still go to work, and, like, I wasn't working right at that point because I was on maternity leave. But I would just, like, lay both of them on me, and then even, like, to go up the stairs, go down the stairs, both of them with me. Sometimes, like, I would lay one down. The one who was hard was Natalie, because, like, I would try to lay her down, and she just wanted to be on my chest. So she was like, she slept like that maybe for like 3 months, but I think because she felt like she was still in my belly.
Yeah.
Because they were so small when they came, like, when I had given birth to them. So yeah, even my mom was like, your mom, she would come and she would clean, she would cook. Like, she knew I was fucking exhausted, so she was here like every day for like 5 months, just like helping.
My mom was only there for like the first 2 weeks because obviously I got her like trabajaba de noche. But I felt like I was okay. Like after the first like 2.5-3 weeks,
You felt like, okay,
I felt like I can do this by myself. Like, I think what I was more scared of was giving him a bath.
Really?
Yeah. Because I don't remember even giving Aaliyah a bath like the first couple of months because obviously I lived at home and mi mamá me la bañaba, but I couldn't just be like, Mom, ven a bañar y like. All right, guys. So that concludes our little topic of teen pregnancy for today's episode. But before we wrap it up, we're going to get into some confessions. We asked you guys on Instagram and Facebook to send us your confessions.
Spicy confessions.
Whoops. If you're not following us on there, make sure you follow us because we go on there at least a couple days before we air our episode to ask questions, send us confessions, just so we can get a little laugh from you guys. So the first one says, this is a confession from someone. I was about to say the name.
They're anonymous.
Yeah, sorry. So this one says, one time this fugly bitch and her big back buffalo friend thought they were funny talking about my son. Next thing you know, they got beat the fuck up, not once, but twice in the same night while they were at a bar. Fast forward to a couple months later, the fugly one had her big back linebacker aunt come and question me what my issue was with her niece. And her niece got beat the fuck up again. More of the story, keep my kid's name out of their cocksuckers. Well,
wow.
True. Why do you people think it's okay? If you're gonna talk shit, but
keep the kids out of it.
Yeah, los niños que tienen la culpa.
Once I hid my ex's fake tooth when we were fighting. Have fun being a chimuelo. Can you imagine? You hide it.
Where's my tooth?
Oh, dude.
No,
I just imagine like if Anthony had a fake tooth and like we were fighting, I could
be like, give me that motherfucking tooth real quick.
Like I'm just like, imagine he's like trying to talk to you.
I know, no.
Oh my god, I give you a golden star for that one.
I wonder how many times you did that.
I would have kept the tooth.
Break up. What are you taking? The tooth?
Divorce. What are you asking for in this marriage? His fake tooth.
I'm dead. Okay, this one says, slept with 2 guys in one day or night. And one day or one night within hours apart, of course. I don't remember. Does that make me a whore? No, baby girl, it does not make you a whore. Because if these men can do it, why can't we?
So she doesn't remember doing this?
She doesn't remember if it was in the day or in the night or hours apart. Is what I'm assuming what she said. Because it said, slept with 2 guys in one day or one night within hours apart. Of course, I don't remember. Does that make me a whorish? No, girl. I would have done the same. Just kidding.
We listen and we
don't. Yeah.
Okay, this is so like, all right. I can't even say it with a straight face. straight up stuck half my meat in this girl and immediately had to pull out and finish on my hand. She looked over and said, "What's wrong?" Wiped it on the inside of my shirt and told her, "I just feel like you gave it up too easy. And honestly, I can't do this." I told her to value herself.
I'm fucking
My
dead.
body would leave my soul.
I would cry.
Honestly.
I would fucking cry.
Imagine. Poor girl.
I would have
like-
got up and slapped the fuck out of him. I would have.
I'd be like, you're here though, right?
Dead
What
ass.
the fuck?
Ya la metiste, ya que. But yeah, why?
I
No,
don't
he was a
know.
whore.
I guess
He was a whore for it. Mm-mm. I would have been like, all right, fuck you, get out. I'm calling someone else.
If you're not finishing the job, they will.
Bags. I'm dead.
That's funny.
No, but okay, guys. So we're just gonna wrap up our video here. We had a good laugh with some of your guys'.
You guys are
confession.
wild for these, honestly. And thank you for sending them. I feel like at first people were shy, but I think they feel comfortable doing it now. So thank you.
Yeah, we want to do a little segment on this, so please send them in. And please stop asking me if I'm single, okay?
She's single. She's not dating anyone.
And I don't want
she's
to.
not planning to. So
No.
just stop asking her.
Facts, because I don't got time.
Facts.
Si no me van a mantener, no me molesten, por favor. But okay, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys. Thank you.